Hey YouTube, today I'm going to be doing a deck profile for the updated September 2013 fall ban list for the TCG. This one's going to be my Harpie deck. I had to change this deck, and actually what I did is I decided to just completely redo it and build a more competitive level deck. So this deck is going to this deck utilizes what people consider staple cards as well as what I like to call utility cards. And when I say utility cards, I think to make a deck that can compete competitively, you would need to run utility type of cards, and I'll go over those. Let's get started here. So start off, still 3 Harpie Channeler. This is the main one that allows you to go into your big Exceed plays. I don't have Harpie's Pet Dragon, so this deck does not run Harpie's Pet Dragon. I see a lot of people using that card. I won't even bother using it unless it gets reprinted, because I don't even have one. So I'll show you my substitute in a little bit, but I do have a dragon in the deck, so I can go into the rank 7s. Next, 3 Harpie Queen, same as before. Harpie Queen is just really important for this deck because it's 1900. With the field card, it's 2100. So it gets over a lot of things. It gets rid of Thunder King Ryo and lots of annoying type of other monsters that can be troublesome. So 3 Harpie Queen, and then 2 Harpie Lady 1. Harpie Lady 1 is the generic Harpie Lady. It's probably the best of the number Harpies, like Harpie Lady 1, 2, and 3. And then instead of a third one, I'm running one Cyber Harpie Lady, and the reason why I'm running this is just because for Hysteric Sign, this technically gives me up to 4 different choices, and Hysteric Sign allows you to add 3 different Harpie Lady names, or 3 different Harpie cards with different names. Next, I have 1 Mist Valley Soldier. It's a 4-star Wing Beast tuner, and if you're familiar with Hyper Hammerhead and just Mist Valley in general, their playstyle, this guy, he has the Hyper Hammerhead effect, so if he battles a monster, after it battles, if it's not destroyed by battle, return that card to the owner's hand. So it bounces stuff. It's really good against things that can't be destroyed or negate destruction effects. So he's a good tech card. He's also a 4-star tuner, so he allows me to tune to a level 8. For example, Stardust Dragon. Next, we've got a boss monster for the deck, Windrose, the Elemental Lord. I kept him in here. He doesn't see a whole lot of play. I rarely ever summon this guy. He's primarily here just as a throwback to Harpie's Feather Duster, because that's his effect. You summon him when his conditions are met, and then you just blow up your entire opponent's back row. So Windrose, just as a wind boss monster. And then next I'm going to get into what I consider cards that make this deck really shine and really allows it to play at a competitive level. So for starters, I went with 2 Dark Simorgh. Dark Simorgh is amazing in decks that run Wing Beast or just Wind style of support. He is kind of like Light Darkness Dragon. He's Wind and Dark, but he's just overall an excellent card. I've won so many matches against like stall type of decks or just defensive type of decks just by summoning Dark Simorgh, and they just can't set any back row, and they can't even set a face down monster to protect themselves. They can't even set like a Spirit Reaper or anything. It's just amazing in this format. So with Heavy gone, Dark Simorgh just helps really slow the opponent down. He puts a lot of pressure on the opponent. He's really strong, and he's relatively easy to summon in this deck. Next, my Dark Arm Dragon, I put him in here because, like I said earlier, I don't have Harpie's Pet Dragon, and if I'm going to run Dark Simorgh, that means that you're going to have to run Dark Monsters and Wind Monsters, and if you're running Dark Monsters, obviously I'm going to run Dark Arm Dragon. Dark Arm Dragon is one of my favorite monsters from back in the day. Really old card, really good card. I remember in 2008, this was like the best, the Teledad and then the original Dark Arm Dragon deck. Really powerful stuff. So him with Harpie's Channeler gets you your rank 7 exceeds. Next, a card I would consider a utility card, Spirit Reaper. In a slower format, Spirit Reaper is just really good. This card has saved me in a lot of matches. I just set Spirit Reaper, and just sit there if they think I have nothing, because I went like a couple minus or something with Icarus Attack or something, and then yeah, I can't get over him. And then also when you're on the offense, the best setup is like Spirit Reaper and Dark Simorgh. Dark Simorgh, they can't set anything, and then they just keep poking away, and then he just keeps taking cards in their hand. So Spirit Reaper is just a really good card overall. It's a dark monster, so it works with these two boss monsters. He's just really good. Next, one Blackwing Zephyros the Elite. He's dark. He's a winged beast. He manipulates the graveyard. You can get him back to the field, exceed summon, do whatever. So he's just really versatile card. Really good in winged beast support. Works with Dark Simorgh. Works with Dark Arm Dragon. Well, there's nothing else to say. Next, one Blackwing Gale the Whirlwind. This is my 3-star tuner for the deck. Synchros are coming back with Judgment of the Light, as you could tell. So I'm gonna Synchro Summon in this deck, as well as Exceed Summon. Gale is a really good card. Permanently halves opponent's monster, and then even after he's gone, the opponent's monster is still half as strong, so he gets over a lot of things. Just overall really good card. He can get over like a Stardust Dragon. It's amazing. And then next, another utility type of card. I would even go so far as to consider Gale like a utility card. Another utility card, really good card in this deck is Genex ally Birdman. He's another level 2 tuner. It just gives you a lot. There's just a lot of stuff you can do. Crazy plays I've been able to do with Birdman. It's just amazing. So he works really good with wind. And he's a 3-star tuner, and he's a dark. So he's just really good. And then next, my last two monsters are 2 Summoner Monk. It's dark. The deck tends to clog with like your Harpie's Hunting Grounds and your other Harpie cards. They get stuck in your hand. You can't really use them. So you just use them for Summoner's Monk. Summoner Monk is really good to go into with Mist Valley first turn Stardust. That's one of my favorite plays. It's a really good opener. So those are the monsters. Moving on to spells. This is still a Harpies deck at heart, as you'll see from all the support spells. So, triple Harpie's Hunting Ground. The deck does not play MST because it's completely unnecessary. There's so much Matching Trap removal. There's so much irritating things like Icarus Attack and Dark Simorgh and Dark Arm Dragon. MST is unnecessary. Harpie's Hunting Ground, just keep blowing things up. Opponent's just really annoyed from that. Next, triple Elegant Egotist. It's a Harpies deck. You want to swarm. Then triple Hysteric Sign. Hysteric Sign is amazing. This is kind of like a Madolche ticket type of card. Or like Spellcaster Prophecy. What was the thing? It was Justice of Prophecy, yeah. On the end phase that this card was sent from the field or hand to the graveyard, you can add 3 different Harpies. So it works so good with Summoner Monk, and it works so good with just like Harpie's Hunting Ground. If you don't have an opponent's back row to hit, you just hit Hysteric Sign with this effect, and then you just add 3 different Harpies. It's crazy. It's like a free +2. Next, my one Pot of Duality. I would consider this a utility card. Really, 1 is enough. People can run 2. I have another one in the side deck. And then Dark Hole and Mind Control. I personally consider these staple cards along with Monster Born, but Monster Born's gone now. So I try to run Mind Control and Dark Hole in every single deck I build. Mind Control can just win you games. You can just take the opponent's monster and attack over them directly for game. I've won games like that. It's just a lot of stuff. You can Synchro Summon using it. You can Exceed Summon using it. It's just really good. So those are the spells. There's not very many. There's, what, 12 spell cards. For the traps, obviously, triple Icarus Attack. So much destruction. Double Hysteric Party. I took out Call the Haunted. It's in the extra or in the side deck now. Hysteric Party is really good at swarming for OTK, or if you want to go for Phantasmal Dragon, or like Lightning Chidori or something. It's just really good. And then 3 really good trap cards this format. Just 1 Mirror Force, 1 Torrential, Bottomless. Depending on who you're up against, you could side out Mirror Force for Dimensional Prison, or you can put in like Compulse or something. It's up to you. So that's the main deck itself. I've been playing this deck a lot recently, and I'm just amazed at how versatile it is. It can get out of so many weird situations. And the funny thing is, people seem to not... They kind of underestimate Harpies. Harpies are actually pretty decent. They like to think that Blackwings are really the best wing based deck, but in my opinion, they're kind of equal. With the right cards. So, for extra deck, I'm running 2 Harpie's Pet Phantasmal Dragon. This card is really, really annoying to go up against. Just 2. 1 Lightning Chidori. 1 is enough. 1 Daigusto Emeral. If you don't want Daigusto Emeral, you can run a second Chidori. It's up to you. You could even run a third Phantasmal, although Phantasmal's kind of hard to make, so I really think 2 is enough. So Daigusto Emeral. And then for my rank 3, because you can actually make rank 3s in this deck, I was surprised. At first, I wasn't running any rank 3s, but I was surprised to learn that Genex ally Birdman, Gale, and Spirit Reaper are level 3, so I can make Leviair. And because of Dark Arm Dragon, Dark Simorgh, I'm banishing a lot of stuff from my graveyard. You can use Leviair to get back your Harpies that were removed, or even your Gale that was removed, or something like that. Next, for the Dark one, those were all Wind Exceed monsters. Notice they count for the Wind for Dark Simorgh. Next, I've got a bunch of Dark Exceeds. Steelswarm Roach. Number 50, Blackship of Corn. I think this card is amazing. Maestroke the Symphony Djinn, again, an amazing card. And those are the 3 dark ones to help for Dark Simorgh and Dark Arm Dragon. And then Gagaga Cowboy, he just wins games that come down to just like the opponent has 600 life points and you have 200 life points, and you just win because you got Gagaga Cowboy. And you burn them for 800. For rank 7, 1 Draco Sack and 1 Big Eye. As I said before, you can make them because Dark Arm Dragon, Harpie Channeler, or even just Dark Simorgh. For Synchro Monsters, Stardust Dragon, he's really good with Summoner Monk and Mist Valley Soldier. Scrap Dragon, same thing, depends on the situation, but almost always I'm going to go with Stardust. And then because of Blackwing Gale, I can run Blackwing Armor Master. So this is a win, this is a dark. Armor Master is just really good, he works with a lot of things. Icarus Attack, he can't be destroyed by battle, he's just really good. And my last one, Black Rose Dragon, it's a nuke. So that was my competitive base build. I would go so far as to say it's pretty good. Let me know what you guys think. I encourage you guys to net deck the deck and test it out online, see how it goes. Even take it to locals if you have the cards. Just post in the comments below. As always, guys, rate, comment, subscribe. Thanks.